who supports this bill. Thank you.
Chris Okenvold.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and what a pleasure it is to follow Mr. Richard Prosser during his dissertation on the previous New Zealand First Member, fitting in a few details about the bill as it went. And those details were significant, and I thank him for doing that because he clearly has a detailed type of mind. And I, in fact, would probably say that I'm more of a generalist, so I'm going to have a general look at this bill. Because, Mr. Speaker, when it came into the Select Committee, I read that it was an omnibus bill which amends the Maritime Transport Act 1994 and the Exclusive Economic Zone and Continental Shelf Environmental Effects Act 1992. Mr. Speaker, that introduction could lead one to think that this would be an updating regulatory reinterpretation sort of bill which might not be the most riveting part of one's parliamentary life. Mr. Speaker, it did involve updating, it did involve reinterpretation and regulation. It was a very large piece of legislation, but Mr. Speaker, what a rivetingly interesting piece of legislation it has been. I'll always remember it for four main reasons. First, the phenomenal reach of the experience, knowledge and practical common sense of the officials in response to our questions. There seemed to be little that they couldn't handle immediately, and it was amazing the way they did that. The range of subjects and activities involved in the bill, from oversight of port and marine safety and environmental effects, through to the appointment of harbour masters, the role of the harbour masters, how to deal with putting writs on derelict ships, and alcohol limits. Listening to the clarity of submissions from groups of people who have salt water seemingly running through their veins and the accumulated knowledge of generations of master mariners in their profession was a privilege that was a pleasure to experience. They took their work extremely seriously, they thoroughly enjoyed their work, and they were pleased to put their experiences and opinions before us as submitters. The fourth reason, Mr. Speaker, why I particularly wish to commend this bill to the House is in recognition that marine regulations and mariners, through those regulations, carry our country's wealth. They carry our exports to market and bring our imports in through seaports, using the regulations that are legislated in this House. Mr. Speaker, that's 49 million tonnes of product come through our ports, 49 million tonnes a year at a value of 75 billion. Marine legislation, good marine legislation, has always been critical and crucial to New Zealand. It is crucial to New Zealand and always will be crucial to New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.
Darian Fenton.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to take a call in the second reading of the Marine Legislation Bill, and may I